What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eeps episode 23 with your host, yours truly, Eepmon. And today, I just came back from the Walrus Talks at the National Art Gallery of Canada. And the topic of this time around is called Canada's Creative Power, which brought in many national institutions. We had Suzanne Guivremont from the government government film commissioner and chair. She is the government film commissioner and chairperson, National Film Board of Canada. We got Julie Roy, executive director and CEO of Telefilm Canada. Catherine Tate, the president and CEO of CBC Radio Canada. Leslie Weir, librarian and archivist of Canada, from, of course, Library Archives Canada. Christopher Deakin, president and CEO of the National Arts Centre. Valerie Creighton, president and CEO, Canada Media Fund. And Michelle Chawla, who is the director and CEO of the Canada Council for the Arts. Quite an impressive list here. And it was really insightful to hear each and every one of them to talk about Canada's role in the creative industries within our communities and also at large on the international scene. If there's one, there were a couple things that were key takeaways. Was that the institutions realize that they're that now's like ever more important, like is ever more important today, that art and collaboration between everyone, whether you're different levels of government or different level, like whether national, provincial, municipal, uh, you know, collaboration with communities is ever so important today because of the, of course, increased polarization of society and just sort of like how sides are not talking to one another. Art and creative power, if any place Canada has the means to have these conversations, have artists engage to create connections, bridges, empathy, well-being, and understanding. And it's interesting that you talked about that because I this is my observation, but I personally feel that I'm starting to observe the traditional notion of an institution, national, especially nationals and provincials. They've always been kind of seen as these ivory towers, almost unreachable. But now I'm thinking that it's how do I say the barriers are breaking down, and I do feel that they realize that what they are portraying or what they're exhibiting or what they engage in is one part of the Canadian mosaic, and that more needs to be done to further the connection between our communities here and also abroad. And that the power of art, which is hence Canada's creative power, has the ability to heal and as I mentioned earlier, like promote mutual understanding, bridging the gap, and bringing people together. I'm kind of trolling on a little bit long here, but one, I was deeply moved today. I was deeply moved because Leslie Weir, the Librarian Archivist of Canada, did a presentation, and she mentioned me. She talked. She mentioned. I think there were 5 artists that she talked about, and I was one of them. One of them because, of course, of my engagement with the Canadian Museum of History, using my digital art as a way to bring cross-generational Chinese communities together. And of course, the mural is based on the information and archives of the Chinese immigration certificates. This is a true, and I told Leslie, like, look, honestly, I'm deeply moved, and I would tell you for the first, like, literally, like, as cliche as it sounds, and all the power art is to really bring people together and all that, but like for the first time, I really felt that my artwork did that it accomplished this way of like connecting with my community. I think I mentioned that earlier, but it is a very powerful thing. And she totally got it. Of course, that's that the Library Archives Canada, right? They have like that's what they want to see. They want to see how art can be used as a way to empower, to heal, and mend differences. Like like it's such a powerful thing. So she mentioned me in front of everyone. I mean, I stayed silent, but like I was so deeply moved by that. I truly appreciated that. So yeah, like I find I'm like if I looked at what I did for like last 10 years, I'm like, wow, how did you know I step back a bit and go, how did I get to this point? Like it's crazy. Like I'm just an artist. I'm a digital artist. I want to do what I love to do. Experiment and dabble in different technologies. Just creating things. But if you ask me like 10 years ago that I would be in this sort of capacity, I would never have fathomed that. Never. You know. And I guess it goes back to my original point about the creative entrepreneur and about diversifying and trying new things. My last episode about trying something new. Like you just don't know where that path will take you. You won't know unless you try it and you do it and you consistently go at it. One thing leads to another. And I feel for the first time that things are really starting to snowball for me. Knock on wood. But like I feel that I've always heard stories like with the snowball effect, things are they once things just rolling, rolling on. But for the longest time, it never happened to me, right? And I wasn't expecting that. Getting opportunity, one thing after another. Um, but I was like, why? Like, I hear stories of this person doing it, this person, like, how come it hasn't happened to me? But the point is that, um, everyone is different. Everyone's path is different. I realized that, like, again, like, I'm being, what's the word? A bit of a hypocrite saying that you should really don't compare other people, but I was kind of comparing, why this happened? What this guy's doing so well and all that, and I'm like, I'm still like figuring all my stuff out. So it wasn't until later and later means like currently, that I find myself in this situation, but it took me a long time, folks. And I still like to think that I'm just getting started. I'm just getting started. I don't want to feel that that the game is over or the opportunities are over. No, I'm going to continue to stay hungry. I'm going to continue to be curious and and find new ways to engage my art with the world, right? Like this t-shirt. I would never thought I would do a t-shirt for the Canadian Museum of History, right? I didn't think I'd be doing Ebon caps or Eatverse. Like, there's all these, you know, 10 years ago, I would never thought about these things. It's so interesting. And yeah, I mean, where will all this take me? I don't know. But it is very, I take it like a grain of, like, well, I'll pat myself in the back, but time to move on. But like, it's just that this evening when I was mentioned, like, wow, like, really, that's so, I felt really like that's so nice of her to say that. I would never expected that. I would never expected that. But yeah, I am. I also I take a step back and I'm grateful. I am, you know, um, thankful to be where I am now, and I'm just glad I love to do what I do. Art is always my passion. Creative industries, creative power is always my passion, right? And then I find myself on an official minister-led trade mission to Japan because of the fact that I am passionate about my creative endeavors. And it was nobody handheld me or like tell me what, they didn't really give me advice. I had to figure out myself. I really don't really have a mentor. It's just like gotta like the only mentor is myself, really. I gotta really hone in and tune into my intuition, and and through many trial and error and trials and tribulations that I find myself here. There isn't no secret really. The only thing is that you gotta do the thing that you enjoy to do. If you haven't found it, I recommend that you continue to search it. No one's judging. And if they are, don't listen to them. Because ultimately, look, folks, we have one life. And I was just thinking today how extremely rare that we actually exist. The universe is so infinite that the probability of us existing, or you watching my YouTube video right now, please subscribe by the way, is literally impossible. Is impossible. Yet here we are. So with this life that we have, it still happens that I guess we are like the apex predator on this planet. Top of the food chain, I guess, in some ways. Like, don't take these things for granted. Don't take your life for granted. We have a finite time, and take these moments to find out how you can maximize your time here on this planet. And that's what I'm doing. That's I am continuing to search, continuing to discover, continue to be curious. I'm never really satisfied. Never. Because I'm ready to to see what the next adventure is. So this is a little bit of a rant, but I'm just reflecting. But I find myself at the confluence of so many things. And it seem like I seem to be able to move fluidly between these different realms. I think that's the Canada's creative power, really. I think that's sort of what they talked about is the ability to have. I think Canadians have this ability that can cross over many areas and do some really great innovative things. So as a representative of the creative industry side of things, it's the same situation that I find myself flowing and crossing over between different things. So yeah, that's a bit of a rant. I apologize. I hope you like what I had to say. But today I was deeply moved, and I will humbly accept it of this just being called out, because it means a lot. And I will not forget that. And I will continue to pursue my profession, my career, my artist, my passion, my fun, my love for the arts. Anywho, again, I say anywho again. This month is gonna be so busy. I'll talk more about that later. Lots of things for the Ottawa Art Gallery, so perhaps I'll talk about that tomorrow. All right. Have a great night. Please comment, subscribe, if there's anything you want me to talk about or any questions, let me know in the comments. And we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.